what's up everybody? This is Westpoint Steve. I'm going to come with a submission video for Batman Returns. This is basically for the easy percent, but we can do an incentive for Mania percent. I am fine with playing both versions of this game, as I've already done a Mania percent run for an event already earlier this year for Pixels for Peace, and it was a really good run actually. Really good run, 25-minute run. Elrock has done a Mania percent run, SGQ 2018, 2 years ago. So here we go. Let's have Batman Returns happen again this year. Actually, would love to do this either as a solo play or even a race. If actually Elrock would be willing to do it, but if not, then that's okay. We'll do it as a solo run anyway. But we like Batman Returns, and so here we go. This is the Batman Returns easy percent run. But like I said, we can make the Mania percent incentive, and that is fine with me because I would love to see donations go to the Mania percent and have me play this. So here we go. Here we go. Easy percent. I'm going to tell you what I do with both easy percent and Mania percent within the same run, but we will make this possible. So here we go. All right. So this is the this is my second place run, 22:33 run on easy percent. As you can see, I do a lot of punching and a lot of block cancellations. And so what happens is that it's a 2-punch and a knee, and then all of a sudden I will do a cancellation with a block. And what the block does is help me reset the punch sequence over again. So the last hit is a 4-hit combo. The last hit is a roundhouse kick, which knocks the enemies down. And so it's actually a lot faster to keep the enemies up. And it's pretty simple and easy. However, you do the same exact stuff in the Mania percent run with the punch block cancellations. However, the enemies are a little bit quicker to the punch, a lot faster in attacks if they decide to attack you. And so you got to be very careful with that. And so a lot of the strats I'm doing on easy percent are a lot harder to do on Mania percent mode. But right now this is a clean start to this stage. Let that guy come in, hit the block, beating up some thin clowns. These thin clowns with the brown pants, the green, they will do somersaults as they come in. You try to hit them before they start doing the somersaults, and that actually saves time. Find opportunities to use test tubes like right here. Boom, baby. Find opportunities to use test tubes like right there. To take enemies out quick and easy, especially when there's a bunch of them at once. It's like 3 of them, and you have to try to get them all done. Test tubes will help us a few times throughout this run, such as right there. The fat clowns are very powerful. They have a lot of health. And then there's my special cape move right there. It's the only time I'll use it throughout the game. Basically, it takes out those 2 motorcycle clowns with ease. So we're through the first part of scene 1. The second part is pretty easy. You just walk through. Maybe get hit by a fat clown or 2. Actually, only get hit by 1 fat clown there. But move along to the first boss of the game, which is the stun gun clown. So here we go. Use the grappling hook to get to the wall and pull out the wall, just like in the movie that he does, and put some damage on the stun gun clown, and then you just take him out with some batarangs, and then that's the fight. That's a quick and easy fight. Really good fight, actually. Really good stage, by the way. Not a bad stage. 244. That's a really good time to start for scene 1. Alright, scene 2. The lady's like, hey, you saved me. You're the Batman. Well, lady, we got to get on because there's a battle in the streets of Gotham City right now that we got to take care of. So we got to take care of some clowns over here. So that's what we're going to do right now. Anytime in easy percent mode, you'll pick up test tubes from time to time. Mania percent, you will not, actually. You will not. There's only one time you actually pick up a test tube, and that's in scene 7. That's very near the end of the game. And that's very, very important because you'll use less test tubes in Mania percent, and you'll have to do a lot more punching. And there's many instances in this stage where test tube usage has to be important and strategic. So here's one little section of the game. These 2 guys converge. Boom, boom. That fat clown's the only fat clown with green health, so we don't attack him. We use a test tube to take him out. Test tube takes him out with ease. And again, taking out the thin clowns that do somersaults. And there we go. Another thing you'll notice that we'll do throughout the game, in easy percent and in mania percent, is grabbing enemies and putting them together so you're hitting multiple enemies at once instead of one at a time. And that actually does make the game go a lot faster. Here's another strat that you can do in easy percent versus mania percent, and I'll show you again. You hit this green clown right here, and you can use the dynamite, the engine dynamite, to take him out after you do a few punches to him. In mania percent, you have to keep punching him. So you don't do that move in mania percent because it won't work. It actually will not work. So you just punch him all the way through, and that's actually a lot faster than taking him out with an engine. Anytime enemies fall down to the ground, it wastes a few seconds. So the goal is to try to keep them in the stun lock and to try to take them out as fast as you can with the punches. Alright. So we're going in through this mall right now. Taking out clowns here, and this mall is about to go on catch on fire. Lady, what are you doing? Lady, don't go that way. Clowns are that way. And as you can see, it's about to catch on fire. There's actually a little new strat right here. You can actually go through that first clown instead of having to do the batarangs. I like to take damage right here and zip right on through that second fire that comes down. I accidentally got hit there on this, on that third one. But moving on to the last section of stage 2, or scene 2. Sorry, scene 2. All right, here we go. Penguins running for mayor. Again, converging enemies is a lot faster. And there you go. There's that. Taking out sprites is also helpful too. Taking out those trash cans, very important. Because the more sprites that are on the screen, the less enemies that come out. And that holds true here. Another test tube used right here to get rid of the fat clowns and the sword clown. And then you take out this fat clown with these because we're going to save the test tubes for later. Okay, take out this thin clown. Watch this guy throw, and then all of a sudden all three of those guys converge together. Nice and easy. Again, the same thing will happen in mania percent. It's nice, it's simple, and it's easy. Now that thin clown with more majority of health, he has a lot of health here, and he can become a pain. As you can see, I'll throw a batarang every once in a while to kind of stun him for a second so I can hit him. In mania percent, that doesn't work very well because they'll stun for like a half second and then they move on. We're going to get rid of that fat clown. So what we've just done is that fat clown has now despawned, and we've got rid of him, and that works for mania percent too. Notice I used 2 test tubes there. In mania percent, we will be down to 1 at this point. So to do that, because those thin clowns are far apart. Now we're going to do a punch block cancellation stun lock fight on this enemy, the strongman boss fight. And so you just do a block punch cancellation and you're all set and good. And that's the fight in a nutshell. And that's it. That was not too bad, minus that one section where I was struggling with the clowns, but other than that, it was pretty clean for the most part. Scene 3. Okay, this is the first instant we'll see the Catwoman. Catwoman fight is a very important fight in both the easy percent and the mania percent, especially if you want to be on world record paces. So here we go. The first part of this scene is these clowns jumping out of windows. Let's watch the clowns be stupid, basically. They come out of these windows and basically they have no chance. As you can see, it's the same pattern every time, even in mania percent. It doesn't differ from the pattern or anything. Doesn't matter if you're playing on easy, normal, hard, special. There's a special mode, but that's not as hard as mania percent. Mania percent is just can be brutal because of how quickly. But here's a little strat that you can do with the clowns. Fat clown will punch and then he'll jump off. Thin clown will punch twice and then he'll jump off. So watch the clowns, you know, say, you know, it was fun, Batman. I'm just gonna leave now. So moving on. Here we go. All right. So here's the second part of scene 3. Just ignore that clown. He doesn't do anything. Jump on those 2 things. Grapple twice and then grapple down here. If you do it just right, I don't think I did it right here. You can get to where that towel clown does not spawn if you grapple a little bit longer. You can also jump over that rocket if you time the jump just right, which I did not, but that's okay. Again, the mania percent will do the exact same thing through this section here. Um, Taking out these clowns very quickly is important because you could get different patterns. So since I took out those bazooka clown and that purple clown really quickly, it will give me 2 bazooka clowns right there. And it does the same thing for mania percent here. Use the test tube to take out those 3 guys, and then we're done. And then we just grapple. We just fly. There's a heart here. The risk, that's very risky to get. If you ever played it as a kid, it was very risky to get, but it's pretty simple to get now after playing it so many times. Okay, here we go. Catwoman. All right. Again, she does the stun lock, punch, block, stun lock fight here, just like in the strongman fight. However, these have to be really quick. They cannot be very slow. If it's slow by just a half second, Catwoman can get out of it, just like she did right there, and she could do her next special move, which is like a super fast cartwheel move. In mania percent, she goes really crazy. She does that zoom once, and then she does a zoom, 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 zoom again. But it wasn't a bad fight. It could have been a lot worse. And I've had faster stages where the whole stage was clean and not getting touched once. So it can happen. Alright, scene 4. You start off with dance with me, dude. Dance with me. Just dance with me, dude. Just go around and dance. Dance. I throw it against the wall. Why not? Same thing happens in mania percent. Mania percent and easy percent will be the same strats for this most of this scene. The only difference for mania percent is the is going to be the penguin fight, and we'll talk about the penguin fight coming up. But the Catwoman fight, you have Catwoman Part 2 coming up. And this Catwoman fight's actually a lot easier than the first. Another little thing is don't stand in the light area, because that's where the fat clowns will drop from. Don't stand there. It's not a good idea. Don't do it. It's not smart. But if you time it just right, there's some music cues throughout the whole beginning first part that tell you when to move on, and then you'll have less enemies throughout the last little bit there. Hit that sword clown immediately. The fire cloud comes up, and then there's one more fire clown that comes through. Do a test tube here, and then again, mania percent will do the same strats. Take out that thing clown. He has less health. Take out those 3 guys right there. Take out that thing clown again, less health than the others. And then another sword clown in the corner where the fire clown will come up, and you just take him out. And then you'll see a 3rd fire clown come in. You do that test tube. Nice and easy. Bingo. Bingo, bango, bongo. Alright, let's take out this Catwoman again. Okay, same idea with the punch block cancellation. You're just doing punch block, punch block, punch block. If you watch me do it on actual like camera and stuff like that, if I were to actually show you guys this run, you would see that I would be doing with my right hand the punch and my left hand with the block. It's really crazy. It's some people do it with the same hand. I can't do that. I have to do it with both hands, and I get like a little rhythm going where I'm going Y block, Y block, Y L, Y L, Y L, just like so. Okay, here's the penguin fight. So you want to start off with zipping some batarangs over to him really quickly. You can get about 4 to 5. 5's ideal. You can get about 5 hits on him right at the beginning. But he throws these umbrellas at you, and then he drops umbrellas that blow up. So he's just got, you know, unlimited supply of umbrellas. You might have noticed that I started punching there for a second. Anytime that an enemy is close to Batman, he will start punching instead of throwing batarangs in this setting. And that's what I did for a little moment. I don't know if you caught that or not, but it might be able to help us with this fight. Yet to explore that a little bit more, but Penguin's got to be much lower. In the mania percent run, though, he throws a lot more umbrellas in the mania percent, and it's a little bit more time consuming, but the fights are just almost identically fast as well. It's really interesting. Alright, so L-Rock featured this back in 2018 at SGDQ, And beforehand, um, scene 5 was just normal. Let's just ride the Batmobile and la di la di da. Well, later that summer, I found the strat that actually saved 15 seconds. Yes, you wouldn't believe that you could save 15 seconds on this stage, but we did. And the reason why is the flame of the Batmobile. And let me tell you about that flame for the Batmobile. At the very beginning of the scene, the Batmobile's flame is really huge. And I was sitting there one day doing practice runs, and noticed that, and I said, "There's got to be a way to get this flame. How do you get this flame?" So I was just messing around, and when I was messing around with the D-pad, all of a sudden I realized my Batmobile was going faster, and I was like, "What did I just do?" And I realized that if you press up, you get this turbo flame, and so I'm going really quickly by pressing up, and I'm holding up the entire time. And then I also found out that if you press down, you hit brake. So go figure. You can actually configure the speed of the Batmobile, and we had no idea until after SGDQ 2018 was when we found that. And so it actually saved 15 seconds on the world record paces, because they were high 22s originally, and now they've dropped down below 22:30, as L Rock still has the world record at 22:20. And so the world record dropped considerably thanks to this one little strat that we found in scene 5. And so this is the run. Now in Mania percent here, all the bicycle clowns, not the motorcycle clowns, they have so much health. They're literally impossible to kill off. You'll see that in the Mania percent run, you'll be able to kill off a few of them, but they're almost virtually impossible to kill off. All right. Also, the missiles from the campaign van. The missiles that they shoot from the motorcycles in the campaign van, in Mania percent, they lock onto you. So you have to do a little bit better to avoid those than trying to get hit. All right, here's the train. We do 2 test tubes here. In Mania percent, we only use 1, and the reason why we want to use 1 there is because we want to save 1 for later. Because the Mania percent, you don't have enough test tubes to take the guys out, to take out those fat clowns. So we'll just use 1 there. But you can also pick and choose, because the Mania percent, in Mania percent and Easy percent, the guys spawn the same way. So you basically, once you memorize Easy percent, Mania percent's basically the same idea, just a little bit different strats. Like that strat right there with the green clouds, you don't want to do in Mania percent, but you can do it all day in Easy percent because it takes out the enemy for you, and it's a lot faster to do. All right, moving along, we're gonna get rid of a skinny clown right there. Nope, we did not. You're supposed to get rid of a skinny clown. I messed up the strat there, but that happens. Alright, watch out for this battering ram here. It's going to take out guys right here. These purple clowns will jump over that. They're the only clowns that are smart enough to realize, hey, they need to jump over that. Everybody else is like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to get hit. Did we tell you about this thing yet? Nope. Nope. Still no. Still just going to get hit. So notice that all 3 guys spawn here on the right side. Near the end. You could also wait to use the 2 test tubes right there, or you can use 2 test tubes at the beginning and take out those 3 guys. It might be faster to take out those 3 guys versus the fat clowns at the beginning. Haven't really looked at the Mania percent run too much, but it's something to consider in future runs. Alright, here's the Oregon grinder. Oregon grinder. Sometimes I'll say Oregon. No, it's not Oregon, it's Oregon grinder. Okay. It's the same type of fights that we've seen earlier. You want to do the punch block cancellation. However, you get these thin clowns coming in. Thank goodness the thin clowns don't go around you. They actually are really dumb, and they go right into your punches where you're already hitting the organ grinder, and that's it. That's scene 6 in a nutshell. Um, and here we go. We're moving on to scene 7. Penguin's Lair. All right. Penguin's Lair. Now this starts. If you set it up just right, hitting that with a batarang, to take out those 3 green clowns right off the bat and getting them grouped together, so important, because then you can get those guys out easily. You'll see some motorcycles. It's basically an onslaught of everything that you just had to deal with throughout the entire game. They're just like, here's everything. We're just gonna throw the kitchen sink at you. Every enemy in the game that we've had: fire clowns, swords, fat clowns, thin clowns. Okay, so one thing about the fire clowns that's ridiculous is the fact that they are terrible in mania percent. So remember the idea that I said earlier that they like to hit immediately versus in easy mode? They don't hit immediately, except for that guy. The fire clowns are at the worst. The fire clowns will shoot out their fire really quickly. Like, you will not get close to them. They will not let you get close to them. So you kind of have to improvise in using your grappling hook attack, kick attack to get over there to knock them down so you can put them together. Now the interesting thing, again, the mania percent, you saw missiles come out from the penguins. In mania percent, they lock onto you. In easy percent, they just drop in these same spots right here. Okay, I'm gonna group guys together. Oh, there's the first kick. I messed it up. The first kick of the game. I'm gonna group these guys together here. Let's see, group. There we go. Group them together. There you go. Take them all out really quickly. Last fat clown. Take out one last thin clown right here. Boom. Alright, now we're going to deal with green fat clowns and the swords. And let some of these missiles do some of the work for me. And there we go. The sword guys do the same thing as the fire clowns. And the sword guys will actually swing at you really quickly too if you're not careful. Their swing is really quick in mania percent. In easy percent, they're more doable because they hold back for a second, like they're going to power up their swing and then they hit you. But in mania percent, they will hit you immediately. So that spot right there in the corner where I'm at, that's the only other place that you'll get a test tube in mania percent. You will not get a test tube anywhere else throughout the game. So that's the only extra test tube you get in mania percent, whereas in easy percent, I've picked up several of them throughout the game. All right, here's the duck vehicle. Duck vehicle fight is very quick and easy. You just throw battering rings at it, throw as many as you can, and then jump with it when it goes up. It will shoot missiles here. Once it shoots missiles, you basically go underneath. But when it comes down, start chucking. Hopefully it'll be orange by the time it gets back down. And then here we go. We're going to be done here and done. You want it to be on the ground. You don't want it to be up in the air. If it's up in the air, it takes forever for it to come down, and you waste a ton of time trying to get that thing to come down. All right, here's the penguin fight. Now, well, remember all those punch block cancellations? Well, here we go. Punch block cancellation. This works for mania percent. This works for easy percent. Might as well go for it, right? Time will end when the screen goes to black. We've changed that over time because we waited till the words came up, but then we were just like, why don't we just wait till it fades to black and it's easy that way? So we changed where the timing goes. So when the screen goes to black, that's when time ends. And done. There it is. That was good. That was a good run of it. 22:33 is a good run. 22s are very good. I definitely think that easy percent could definitely be a good estimate for 25 minutes. Now, if we're talking about mania percent, if the incentive goes for mania percent or what have you, mania percent, you would have to say about 30 minutes because there's a lot of bad things that could go wrong in the run, where you might have to take a continue because by the time you get to scene 7, you have no lives left. Or you get into a situation, scene 5, where the Batmobile loses all its health and you have to restart at a certain point. You waste almost like 30 seconds of time because of that in scene 5. But in this percent here, very easy, very simple, gets through really quickly. Batman Returns is a really good fun game. This is probably the best Batman Returns game that's out there, actually. The SNES, they made like 5 different versions of it. So they have the SNES, Game Gear, Genesis, NES, Game Boy, and the SNES. But I believe this is the best one out of them all. So please consider this run. Like I said, I would definitely do Mania percent if the incentive was made, and I say let's go for it. Let's go for the Mania percent incentive anyway. Let's just go for it. I'll play it. I don't care. I did a 25-minute run in the last event that I just did, so we can do it. We can do Mania percent, and I did it with 3 lives too, so it's very possible, very possible. So let this happen again, and let's show off Batman Returns one more time at SGDQ or at um, any event that this gets played in. So let's go for it.